welcome back to Elevate Up Plus, Lessons from the Sherpa. I am your host, Steve C. I'm a leadership coach and trusted advisor, also known as the Sherpa. Well, today I'm excited to talk about this topic of gains versus gaps. In the book by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan, their work has been tremendous on this, and you'll see why today. Before we go there, I wanted to mention a quick update on the Elevate Up Tribe 2025 called the Second Mountain Project. There's 3 spots left, and so now would be the time if you want to learn more about how you can be part of this 9-month journey, this epic adventure that's going to have whitewater rafting, it's going to have a local service project, it's also going to have a time for retreat and refreshment, and a group of people that are living as influential leaders. You don't want to miss out on this. So please go to my website at Coach Steve C. That's STEVESEAY.com and learn more about that. Think about gaps and gains. What I love about this is it's easy to kind of understand where they're going from when they're talking about, when we look at gaps, we're seeing where we start somewhere. So we start at the beginning towards a goal, and then oftentimes we have like an ideal goal that we want, something that we want to create in our lives. Well, from a gaps perspective, when I start towards my goal, all I see is, from the gaps mindset, is what's missing, the place that I haven't gotten to yet, the place that still has yet to be created. And oftentimes I can miss, we'll talk about that a little bit, what I miss is what's between the goal and where I'm at today. Now, when I see life from a gains perspective, I'm looking at all of the things that I've created momentum and progress over the course of time to now. So that way, even though there's still a gap between me and my ideal goal, I can see it with a newfound sense of excitement. I get more clarity, I get more confidence, I get more capability. And here's why. Because when we look at when they talk about in their book too, and I love this, is when I look at life from a confidence perspective of where I've been, there's a dopamine hit, right? And I love this where they quote, you're either in the gap or the gain. You're measuring yourself against an ideal you haven't reached, or you're measuring yourself against where you've been before. And so that's here. Because when you break it down, looking at the things like this, you break it down, you start to see things like success. I'm focused on success rather than in the gaps. I might be focused on the failures. When I look at life through the gains perspective, I see I'm more satisfied with where I'm at versus I see frustration of where I haven't been yet. Also, I might gain a sense of confidence because I see my movement, I can experience it, versus being disappointed with kind of settling for where I'm at now and not being where I thought I'd be. There's also a high self-esteem that comes from that, because I go, wow, I'm becoming more capable versus I'm not hitting there yet. Why am I not there yet? There's a sense of optimism because I can see with fresh perspective that I'm going to be there someday, versus low self-esteem where it's like, or pessimism where it's like, oh, I'm never going to get there. Well, why am I not there yet? Will it ever happen for me? And then, of course, making it a process-oriented or a process form of feedback versus my identity, my ego, my persona, like making it about me of why I'm not hitting my goals versus it's just a process of learning. It's just a process of feedback. So I'm measuring myself on the gains from where I started to where I'm at now versus measuring where I'm at now and where I haven't been yet. And that's very different. Making it on the practical sense, one of the things I will ask myself or my clients is when we start coaching is, what is working well? Where do you see yourself making progress first? Because if I can go there first, it now opens up my prefrontal cortex to being able to see the next steps, the ideal, with a new fresh set of pair of eyes, new perspective, newfound sense of belief. Last episode we talked about the power of belief, and a lot of that comes from when I see progress being made in my life, I can go there. And so that's a big key there. Because then when I look at the second question I'd ask myself and clients is, Now, where do I see room for improvement? Notice I didn't say where did I fail, what did I suck at, what am I awful at? It's where do I see improvement? I can see it with a new sense of clarity, a new sense of insight versus the question mark, like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get there. I'm stuck, I'm lost. And this is a key to being able to look at where I'm at now, where I want to go. It's because I'm seeing where I've been. Because I can look at what's my progress, I can see it. What do I need to improve? I can actually believe myself to go there. So a couple practices as we come away from today's topic on gap versus gain is, maybe I can create a vision board for myself. I can capture something that shows me where I've been, what I'm doing, my progress along the way. I can capture it in a journal. I can write it down so that I can remember and recall at the end of the year all the things that have taken place that I might have forgotten. And I have this, what's called, by Jesse Itzler, it's the author of Living with a Seal. It's called the Big Ass Calendar. This calendar that I have on my wall over there, that I have everything that I've done this year, all the things that I've created, all the steps that I've taken that will easily get missed because the gap can be very loud in our face without having something visual to look at to show every single thing that we've created, that we've expanded on. So I have that to remind me. And then also sharing and celebrating win with others. Taking a moment to be able to, with Thanksgiving season coming up, being able to say, wow, I'm really thankful for the things that have taken place in my life. And it gives me that dopamine rush. I can visualize more for myself than if I stay in a gaps perspective, right? So hopefully that's encouraging for you today as you're looking at the gains versus gaps. And if there's something here that really connected with you on gains, I would love to have a conversation with you about how we can look at your life and start to really shift it from a gaps focus to a gains focus perspective. And so I'm excited to continue to bring these great topics to you. Next week, we're going to be talking about the what's called the morning power hour. And I'm excited to be able to share that with you as well. So as we close today, as my good mentor, John Holmes, said in a recent interview I had with him, he goes, motion or movement is medicine. And when I can see my gains, when I can see progress, when I can see movement, it's like I'm taking a dosage of medicine. So let that be sink in today. I can't wait to see you on the next episode from Lessons from the Sherpa. Have an awesome day.
Hi, my name is Steve C., leadership coach and trusted advisor. Some call me the Sherpa. Most men and women lead lives of quiet desperation. They die with the music still in them. And that's why I created the Second Mountain Project. We know of the first mountain as self-actualization from Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's the second mountain that we're going to touch on. This has to do with our eulogy virtues. There's 3 pillars in this. One is energy. What kind of energy, capacity do you have to give to others at home and work? Second one is our work and our vocation. What's our calling? What do we give to that has more meaning beyond ourselves? And the third one is love. Our world needs more love today, doesn't it? And that's what we're going to spend our focus on, is how do we build up who we're being and becoming in the world today. My coach, Stephen McGee, said, the hardest mountain to climb is the mountain within. And there's 5 core buckets that we're going to dump into over the year together. The first one being our spiritual fitness. The second one being our physical fitness. The third one being our emotional fitness. The 4th, our mental fitness. And 5, our directional fitness. And all 5 buckets are necessary in order for us to be able to climb on the second mountain in a way where we have more capacity, more ability to step into that place. I believe in the idea that we need to be the change that we wish to see in the world today. And as a result of being in this program 1 year together, is you have more fulfillment, more joy, more satisfaction, more buoyancy, and more ability to handle any circumstance that comes our way. So please join me as I look forward to having a conversation with you about how you can be part of the 2025 Elevate Up Tribe. Let's climb higher together. Happy trails.